Before we get started with this episode, there's a few things I wanted to clear up because I went back and read your comments. First things first, check that out. That is the dumbest death you will probably see in this entire project, but the real reason we're here is Icy Peak. A lot of you are telling me you can kill the thief first on the pedestal. I never said you couldn't, and the only reason this thing exists in the first place is because of the skill point. Another fun thing you could do is the thief that starts out on the right, if you go on the left path, jump over to his path, and then immediately charge him, he will run right into you, because the AI can't change directions. Another thing you guys showed me, and I don't know why I couldn't piece this together, but you can dodge the TNT by hitting it back. I even said this move was useful. I was talking it all up. It's like, oh, this move is so cool, and I don't even use it. It does, like, the 1+1 logic didn't snap. Oh, that's terrible. You guys are the true gamers. Bentley, I feel exactly the same. What's going on, everyone? It's the Niskel. Welcome back to Spyro, Year of the Dragon. In the last episode, we finished up another Sparks level. We finished up Bentley's Outpost. And in this episode, we're not going to hit the first level of Evening Lake. We're actually going to tackle Lost Fleet. I just want to get it out of the way. And there's another very story-driven reason why I want to do this one first. It'll explain itself later, so let's just take this one out, get it out of the way.
Be careful around these parts, little dragon. There'll be more ghosts in this here shipyard than I can shake me pick at. Darn shame, too, 'cause I was mighty close to finding me treasure.
Ooh, we're on a haunted treasure hunt. I kind of like the design of this level. There's ghosts everywhere. Oh, you were such a jerk. There are ghosts everywhere. We're actually in a ship's graveyard. This is kind of a cool level, if I do say so myself. So let's talk about the Lost Fleet. You're looking for 600 gems, 6 eggs, go figure. And if you ever get hurt, look for the little hermit crabs. Not the big ones, but the little smaller ones you can see everywhere. Difficulty-wise, if you're just going straight through the level, you will have absolutely no problems. If you're going for 100%, for a while I thought this was one of the hardest levels. This is also back when I was a kid. But just know that any and all acid you see, chances are you're going to go swimming in it for gems. So just imagine the difficulty as, like, you know, sticking your finger in boiling water for like a second. Just enough so that you come back out going, man. I do like how there are just random cannons everywhere and that you could blast birds out of the sky. Yeah, every time you see a cannon, you're going to want to look for 2 things. Chests that need to be blown open. Oh, I guess 3 things. Different pathway that you'll need to open for the AI character. And birds. I think I already mentioned that. So birds, chests, and alternate paths. Up here, there is a chest up here and I want it. I want it blown up. There we go. Yeah, if you go through all of the level and you happen to see that one spot, you're thinking, ooh, what's up there? A hidden treasure. You get all the way there and it's not open because you have to blast it with a cannon. Crap. Gotta go all the way back and fix that. Now, for those of you who can hear the theme in the background, you'll notice it has a very similar tone to Sheila's Alp. They actually took the original Sheila's Alp theme and added like a couple extra sound effects to make it 100% different. Ooh. So, yeah, the acid in this level, it's not nice. We're going to be getting a power-up later. We're actually going to get the shield power-up, the one that they showed in Evening Lake. And we're going to be swimming through this just to get 100%. It's mean, the acid... I really couldn't have timed that better, could I? But just know that we're going to be running around on a time limit to get gems. And that's where the main part of the difficulty comes in for this level. And you were such a jerk! That could have been easily avoided, too. Other than that, there's no adversity. You just have to watch out for the crabs, and the birds don't attack you, so it's mainly the ghosts. The funny thing about the ghosts is they just have, like, sheets over their heads with eye holes cut out. They're just like, whoa, we should have been in a different level. Maybe a Halloween-themed level. Maybe I should have saved this one for October. And also, you can burn them. I don't know if it... Oh my god, so much skill. Just call me an MLG. I am the best ever. Interesting thing about this is all of the Rhinox that are in the sheets, I don't know if it's specific enemies, like in specific places, but if you burn the sheet fast enough, you can actually defeat the Rhinox underneath the sheet. But sometimes it doesn't work, so I don't know if it's enemy specific or if it's just luck of the draw. X marks the spot. I want the treasure. But first, let's get everything else. I wonder why they went with this enemy type instead of, like, actual pirate ghosts. I wonder if they just ran out of time or they really needed the Rhinox in here. See, that's what I mean, right there. I was able to defeat him again. Or, again. I guess I should say, I defeated him as I flamed it, so it's like the fire was still there. But I see that treasure chest. I want that treasure. Hey, Prospector. You willing to share the treasure?
Would you look at that? Some fool hid a dang gum egg in me treasure.
Oh, no. I guess you can give it to me, then. Hey, Craig, guess what? We don't take breaks! Viva la screw attack. So now it's time to leave, right? No, we still have plenty to do. Now, back when I was a kid, I always thought of this level as being huge. And it was always fun to look at, because you see all these old-fashioned ships that are just laying in the shipyard. You look at the wall and you see those giant shark teeth, which I just thought was a decoration back in the day, until I figured out, you can go in it, and there's something you can do in it. It didn't take much to blow my feeble mind. I never do like the flying enemies in the Spyro games. Not that they're, like, poorly placed or anything, but I do like that the gems come flying towards you. It's like Spyro's animal magnetism just attracts currency to him. I don't know how that would really work, but it's just, there aren't a lot of levels that have the birds. It's just, you have to aim, and that does get kind of annoying. I'm actually going to save that little alcove there, but we're now going to go do a challenge, and it's right over here in the shark's teeth. You got to jump off here and jump into here. There's another way to get in here, but this is the easiest way. And this minigame, well, it's not boring. It is kind of fun.
These here waters used to be my favorite diving spot, but I can't get any loot with these subs patrolling around. Think you can pilot this here sub I bought for scrap?
I'm Crazy Ed, and I sell you submarines.
Alrighty then. Well, press the X button to speed on up, and when you get a sub in your sights, the torpedo will start to lock on. If you get a good lock on, fire away with the circle button.
This minigame would have been ruined if there was no lock-on. All of the subs down here go on a specified pattern that they will follow. That's the way their AI was programmed. And if you didn't have that lock-on, honestly, I think it would actually take the same amount of time. But just know that that lock-on will save you all the time in this minigame. I act like they actually fight back. They don't fight back till the next one. Oh, yes! I didn't think that could happen, but it can. Yeah, your stray torpedoes can actually destroy the ones you're not locking onto. Now, you don't have to be locked onto anything to actually fire. I think that was a bit lost in the directions, but the lock-on does help, because as soon as it's locked on, those missiles aren't going to stop unless they run into a wall or something to that extent. Honestly, this isn't the worst minigame. What is kind of funny is the final level shares challenges with this level. In the non-greatest hits version, it actually shared a theme, too, with the final level, which we'll get to at the very end, obviously. But just consider this like the Dark World version of that. That makes a lot of sense, because you got all the broken ships, and it's all dark and horror-themed. Ooh. And then the super happy fun time last level is pretty amazing. We got one more guy. And I should note that as soon as you get too close to a submarine and it's like right in your sights, it will turn tail and run. It knows you have heat-seeking missiles and you know how to use them. So bring it on, Red Sub. And if you ever need to speed up, just hold down the X button. It really does help in this situation, especially since the subs can get very far ahead of you to where you can't hit them. Ooh, I wonder if I can hit myself with my own torpedo. That would be kind of game-breaking.
Well, I'll be darned. You got some mean sub-driving skills. Why don't you have this here egg as a reward?
I could have sworn "I'll be darned" was spelled with an A. I don't know, maybe it's old timing. What do you think, crazy fat Ethel? I just referenced the cinema snob.
Well, I hate to ask your help again, but there be even more subs that darn come out of nowheres. If you could blast them, I could use this acid lake as my swimming hole again.
Attack of the $5 footlong. Jared, why?
Darn tootin'. Get on, little dragon.
Yeehaw! Alright, now for the fun part. The first one was okay. This is kind of a mediocre game. I mean, it's not the worst in the world, but we've got one extra sub. So what makes this part different? They actually fight back. This is what makes it kind of fun. See, this level was almost perfect as far as the challenges go. The other challenges we'll be doing, amazingly fun. But this one, the first part, it was just like a tutorial on how to use the submarine and the lock-on mechanic. That could have been easily learned in a situation like this. But now the submarines are actually fighting back with their own mines. As soon as you lock onto them, as soon as that reticle turns green and it starts to turn red, they will start shooting mines. So if you're directly behind them, chances are you're going to get hit. Other than that, their patterns have changed and they're slightly faster. And, oh wow, something else I should try. Running into them, will that actually cause your sub to break? I think we had just a collision there and nothing happened. And as previously mentioned, you don't have to lock onto them. You could just fire all day and hopefully one of the random torpedoes will destroy one of the subs. But it's a lot easier if you use the lock-on because that's the only way they will actually become heat-seeking missiles. If not, you're just firing black... Wait! I didn't even shoot! What happened? Did that Rhino just kill his buddy? Okay. I didn't know that could happen. I think it's happened like once, but I thought I, shot randomly. I think they did. That's hilarious. Alright, so apparently you don't have to do anything. They'll just blow themselves up. They're like, oh shoot, Spyro's in a submarine. I can't deal with that. Dude, I'm going down. I didn't think that would happen. That's really funny. Alright, bring it on. We're hunting for the Red October. That really is red. Let's take it down. I actually haven't seen that movie. Is it taken down by a heat-seeking torpedo? I guess I'll never know.
At last, the acid lake is safe for swimming again. I wish I could reward you better, but all I got's left is this here other egg. Maybe there'll be something better in this one.
Ooh, maybe we'll actually get a chicken in this one. Oh, man. You have such an old-timey name. Nobody has the name Dolores. And if you do, I'm sorry I spoke. Now for the fun part. Collecting all of these gems. And again, this is where the fun comes in. You see, this is where the levels start to go at a standard level progression as far as difficulty goes. In this segment, you need to keep an eye on the timer and figure out where all the gems are. This adds so much more fun when you consider that when your shield goes away, you die instantly. If you are on top of it, you get burned. But since you're inside, that shield goes away, so does a life. I just think this adds so much more to the difficulty and makes it a lot more fun, because up until now, these levels haven't been really bad. But this is where they say, alright, you want some difficulty? Sure, we can give it to you. Let's give you a limited timer. Let's see you get those gems. Alright, we should have them all. Now, let's move on. There's an entire second half of the level we haven't even explored yet. And what did I hit my head on? I just love going back to the older games I used to play as a kid and actually knowing what is happening. Like me running into that background texture. I now know what that is, growing up and learning all about video games. Alright, so here is another shield power-up. This is where you can possibly lose gems, not like eternally, but just know that you'll probably miss 1 or 2 gems. because there are different paths down here. Throughout the entire level, that entire lake, or what would you call it, a mini lake structure, there are gems all along the pathway. And if you just follow the trail of gems, you'll find most of them, but just know there are branching paths. For example, right up here in this little hidden cave here, you get an egg. Ooh, Chad, this is the screw attack level. Do the boomstick voice. Alright, this is the other section I was talking about. If you glide to the left, you can actually get into the shark teeth. See, there it is. And over here is actually the segment of the level before we went into that secret cave to get Chad's egg. Right here is the secondary part of the level. And this is where it gets fun. The other challenge in this level is probably one of my favorites. We'll get to that when we get there. Now we just have a secondary section. Need to get through all these crabs. There's tons of gems over here. Nothing has really changed. And I think I just got another one up. Yes, I did. So, while we are getting all these gems, let me read you some more from the manual, and I'll read the character bios. These are the fun ones. Hunter the Cheetah. A close Spyro friend since his adventures in Avalar, Hunter is like a professional trainer. He knows how to move on the ground or in the air. The skills he teaches will help you navigate through this huge world. Yeah, okay. They failed to mention that he is also one of the best characters because of how much of a goofball he is. I think I'll save the rest for later. We're actually going to go see a specific someone right in here. Let's make sure, get all the gems around here because I don't want to have to go back. And here we go, secondary challenge, one of my favorites. And it's a rehash of something we've already done. Hey, Hunter! Good to see you again. And we get to go on the skateboard, but there's a very unique twist to this one. Check this one out.
Spyro, you're just in time. A Rhinox skateboard gang has challenged us to a race. They said you're slower than a molten crater fire slug. I stuck up for you, though. I told them I've seen some pretty fast fire slugs.
Thanks for backing me up, buddy.
So, are you ready to race these guys? They bet us an egg that you won't win.
Oh, they don't think I'll win? Oh, come on.
Right on! You can use my special racing board. Every time you do a trick, it builds up turbocharge. You can use your turbos at any time by pressing the square button. Good luck!
Turbo Speed Skateboard Racing. This is hilariously fun. Not only are you back on the skateboard, you also have to do tricks to gain boost. Which means you have to do constant tricks to get boost power. You also have to get into first place. You also have to dodge all of these obstacles, and it's a lot of fun. You can also get missiles like you can in the speedways to knock these guys out, but really, you won't need them. These guys are pushovers. There are also alternate paths. You can get the speed stars like in the speedways. You are going so fast, it just feels really good. Oops. You can go all the way around here, and I can't believe I missed that one up again. And I just really like this. If the Submarine one was changed a little bit, the first Submarine one, this would probably be one of the more perfect levels that you can get in the game. And, I could have gotten up there. What's kind of funny is almost all of these walls are glitched. So a lot of them you can end up riding on the wall. So you can just be riding your skateboard and automatically end up at a 45-degree angle going up a wall. That's kind of a huge oversight, guys. I can't believe you would even go for something like that. Actually, you know what? That would make this entire thing so much more fun if you could just ride the walls the entire time. Like, I thought Tony Hawk's Pro Skater had a really fun mechanic where you can ride on the walls, and that took skill to be that bad. But I think it would be... Oh my gosh. Now I'm just showing off on how bad I am. I like to goof off in something like this. Just because you're going so fast, it feels fun to play. It really is. And that was no competition at all. We win. Oh, yeah.
Yes! You schooled them like a bunch of dizzy one-toed sand norks. Oh, yeah. I guess we won this egg, too.
Oh, Oh, Hunter, you just destroyed them with that taunt. Just make them beg. Please, sir, can I have another?
Now that the Rhinox are gone, do you want to try a real challenge? I know you're fast, but I bet you can't defeat all the crabs on the course and still beat me in a race. Want to give it a shot?
Wait, you challenging me? Do you know who you're talking to?
All right. Eat my skate dust, sucker.
Oh, it is on, Hunter. You have no idea how on this is. I will destroy you. Where did I get that skill point from? I guess I must have gotten the course record and I didn't even notice it. So now we have the secondary challenge for the turbo-powered skateboard. Again, you need to keep an eye on your place. There's only 2 combatants, so combatants, I make it sound like we're fighting to the death. You also have to keep track of how many crabs are left. There are a total of 10, not too bad. And you need to end up collecting them by the end. So if you end up getting first place but don't get all the crabs, Hunter will take the victory from you. But what's funny about Hunter is the pathway he goes on, he can actually take out some of the crabs for you. Again, I don't think that was intentionally planned, but just the route that he goes, he will end up running into some of the crabs. I just think that's hilarious. It's like, eat my skate dust, sucker, but if you need some help, I'll take out a couple of the crabs for you. And I made it! Yes! There's a couple more speed stars up here. Honestly, as soon as you get in front of Hunter, he is no longer a threat. He will never catch up. He always goes basically the same pace, unless you, go slow the entire time, but you want to be using the boost. It is so much fun to boost through this level. Going fast, I've noticed, equals more fun, which is why I like the Spyro platformers. They work so well and they go so fast in comparison to other platformers that they just feel right. Do your best to collect as many gems as you can while going through here, and this last crab always gets me. I always forget where he is, but he's right here. There we go. 0 crabs, first place. Hunter, lick my boots.
Sheesh, I can't believe you beat me. You must have been practicing the whole time I thought you were looking for eggs. Hey, speaking of which, one of those crabs was guarding this one.
You see, I'm so skilled I can collect eggs and be good at skateboarding. It is called multitasking and pure skill. Please don't hack my bank account, Aiden. I haven't even played that game and I can still make a reference to it. Now that we have all the eggs, the fun part is going through the course again, collecting the rest of the gems. I say fun in sarcastic air quotes. This challenge was fun. Collecting the rest of the gems, not so much fun. The one disadvantage of this is as soon as you get all of the gems, or at least you think you do, you can't get off the board. To be fair, and going back and watching this, I could have... Wow, that was very talented. I could have pressed start and quit the race, but I just wanted to be sure that I collected every single gem. And that's what you want to do. Since you can't leave the board and you can't go on the course without the board, I've noticed, I've tried that quite a few times, you just want to look under all the ramps and look especially near the end there. And I wasn't even close to the course record, but I don't need it. I already got the skill point. Let's get out of here. There's a couple more gems we need to get. How many more, though? I'm trying to think. Let's use my math powers. 64 gems left. I bet you anything it's still in that lit... Oh my god. I don't know what it is. I try my best to be good at platformers. You've seen this in Mario 64 too, if you actually watch that Let's Play. Even in the DS version, where the controls are slightly improved, I just can't stop sucking. And it's not like I'm trying to, jump into lava or do something asinine in a game. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just goofing off too much. So, the hidden gems. You actually can go into this little pool here. There's plenty of gems to get, and I wonder if this is kind of like a tip of the hat from the developers to you. They're like, hey, good job, you found these hidden gems. Here's a little extra life for you. And that really is good placement for an extra life, because you wouldn't actually think, and I'm about to die, get out, please. Ooh, living on the edge. Again, give me the title of MLG. And you saw those gems over there, didn't you? Yeah, on the right side of the ship, this is another thing that stumped me for the longest time. They expect you to come out of the pool onto that platform to get the rest of the gems. At least that's how I see it. And now for the rest of them. Yes, the little alcove. This is another thing that's, because it's so much out of the way, and if you remember where it is earlier in the level and you blast it open, you kind of forget about it. At least I do. And I don't think you can actually get it with the cannon at the top of the ship. You have to get it on the one below. Where are the rest of them? I'm missing like 4. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's one more turn underneath all of this acid. There we go. We've got all the gems. So another level completed. Going back and looking at this level again, it was actually a lot of fun. When I was practicing, it was a nightmare to finish just because I couldn't find anything. But going through again, I can appreciate what this level did. And I bet you anything, a lot of you are going to say, "What, you didn't like Spooky Swamp, but you like this level?" I don't have to like every level. It's more smaller frustrations that make it so that I don't like a level. But we are done. So now, we will start with the official first level of Evening Lake. Next time on Spyro Year of the Dragon, we're going to tackle Frozen Altars. I will see you guys next time.